Hi, I'm Frank Nahara. I'm here to teach you how to set up your brand new Gibbon Surfline. For those of you who don't know what the Surfline is, it's a 2-inch wide, 30-meter long slack line. It has an extended ratchet so that we can crank that line nice and tight, so for those long distances it's a lot easier to tighten up, and even at shorter distances you can use that ratchet to get your line super tight to give you more power for big powerful jumps and bounces. Now the setup for the Surfline is very similar to that of the Gibbon line or Classic or Fun line, whatever you might have. But there are some key differences with the ratchet that I'm going to explain as I set up the line. The first thing you do when setting up your Surfline, or any line for that matter, is to set up your Gibbon tree wear to protect your line and the tree from any damage that might occur while slacklining. After you have your tree wear set up, you'll go ahead and run your slackline around the tree and through the sewn loop on the end of your Surfline. After you've pulled the line tight through the loop, you want to make sure that you fold the line in half as it comes through the loop in order to keep the line flat once you pull it tight. After you have the line running through the loop, you'll go ahead and stretch out the line to its full length and towards the other tree where you're going to set up your ratchet. Now this is where people can really mess up their lines. You always want to make sure that the ratchet handle is on the bottom side of the line. If you do not do this, the ratchet will be on top of the line and will be top heavy and can twist the line. But most importantly, when you try to detension the line, you will not be able to. You'll have to cut the line in order to get the line down. So remember, always set your ratchet with the handle on the bottom side of the line and never ever set it up on top. Now that we've got the ratchet side of our line set up, we can go ahead and run the main line through the ratchet. In order to do this, what we're going to do is take the end of the main line, you're going to run it up over the top of the guide bar on the ratchet and through the bolt on the inside. Pull out as much slack as you possibly can before you begin cranking on that ratchet. Once you've got that line as tight as you can get it by hand, you can go ahead and start cranking on the ratchet. Lift up on the safety lever and start cranking away. Once you've got your line to your desired tightness, you can go ahead and pull up on the safety handle again and stick it down into its locked position. You always want to make sure that your ratchet is always in the locked position while you're walking, otherwise the ratchet could detension while you're on the line, causing you to fall. When you're done slacklining and you're ready to break down your line, you go to your ratchet and grab the handle. You're going to pull up on the safety lever, you're going to move the handle past the teeth until the ratchet is completely flat and open. The tension will release from the ratchet and you can go ahead and pull your line out from the ratchet and break down the line around the trees. So that about does it. I've showed you how to set up your line correctly and to break it down. We've also paid special attention to how you set up the ratchet. You always want to make sure that you set up the ratchet with a handle on the bottom side of the line. If you set it up on the top side, the line can twist, and more importantly, you won't be able to detension the line safely. You'll have to end up cutting the line, which will damage your line and ruin your ratchet. So remember to always set your line with the ratchet on the bottom side of the line and get out there and have some fun.